Welcome back to the channel. We are going to the Kindsbach AOC today. It's an underground bunker in Kindsbach. So we're late, so we'll quickly get there. Here's some outside infrastructure. All just right here in the woods.
Belgium, through the Ardennes, there was the Maginot Line very thin. You find this in the internet if you go for this is the plan from the German, this is the plan from 1940 from the German army. Corn fish from Kindsbach. Yeah. But, no, this is the same. This is the plan from 1940. This is the plan from 1990 or something like that.
Is the main entrance visible still?
The main entrances, yeah, from outside you can see it just a little bit is grown through.
Okay.
This area is filled up with sand and they are closed. You cannot go in there. Okay?
Yep. I was in Buchholz before. Wow, that's bigger than this one.
Yeah, I know, but it was never used. Yeah. So. So, if you just let me through, thank you very much. So, yeah, this on the right side I explained you in the end. And the first of the things you can see here, one of the...
Let me have your phone.
We go now straight away.
Wow. You can't believe that there's so much stuff. It's crazy. Is this a picture? I'm gonna do one of my things. Yeah, but we took it over, we didn't do a foundation on it.
So if you come in here, Yeah, first of all, you see here traces of shooting. Yeah. One idea was to use it as a shooting range, so the shooting club was here in 94, and practicing a little bit and looking at it, but it was not a good idea. To build it for open shooting club, for the review and all the things, I had to spend a lot of money. And yeah, and in Germany it's not legal to shoot outside official shooting ranges, so the traces here are illegal, not legal, but it's more than 10 years ago, and so it's not a German court in law, it cannot be punished anymore, but some people also. Germany is always a problem with shooting and weapons. You see here how it's built. Later on they put the ceiling down, and on the side this is a steel concrete in this old sand, and if the German government is giving over such a facility to private people, they have to check if it's safe. So they had underground engineers here from Saarbrücken, and they investigated and everything. They gave me a certificate. Next 1,000 years, nothing will break down, because the sand around is 250 million years old. We have no earthquakes here, and so with this concrete, this is more or less made forever. Yeah, next we go straight away, and then in the middle there you see there is a door with a gap in it. This was the former weapon chamber, and we don't all fit in there, but if you go in there, there's a nice picture on the wall. Yeah, this is Cold War art, I say. This is a nice lady, and we have a look for that, and our main target is in the end. If you go all straight away, you are right. In the end, it's the telephone technique, and we have a look for that. So if you follow me. Oh, there's still someone coming here.
Huh? We were the last ones in. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's showing up a bit late, 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Actually.
Exactly. Extempore.
Oh, you're not?
We made it.
Welcome.
This could be a haunted house.
I like what he said. Get close.
Thank you.
Trying to get off.
Could be ours. No, one of the made of art. What is this?
Is this the art room?
Yeah.
The index. Okay. Turn your flashlight up, baby.
You travel.
Look at all the pink.
Actually, I went to the United States and I went to Greece.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to New York. But now I'm planning this big expedition.
Oh yeah.
In Mongolia.
Oh, Mongolia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Mongolia.
Oh, cool.
Wow. That would be nice.
Especially because I'm joining these two women, so I don't
Okay.
plan anything.
Oh yeah.
And you've been good?
What's that?
You've been good? I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like you've been good. I read your thing about getting this.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope everything went well in your house.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'd like to get. I'm interviewing for a job back up in East Bud now. Yeah. Since I've been down here, I've been trying to get back.
Well,
But this job is something that we went ahead back there. That's why I moved here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I always I don't want to ask people. The break room.
No, there is a.
The break room.
Break room.
Break room.
Everything just
Break room.
Like severance.
It's
My strategy has been to just turn my
Yeah.
face to the wall.
yeah, it's bad. I lost the last 2 days like 10% in my.
Oh no, really? That's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Herbert says, you haven't lost him unless you can.
Right. That's true. That is
Because I'm always like, I'm just not gonna look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the reference, but
What's the good
Yeah. And I love my job.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you want to order pizza, then they need to know what
Yeah, I'm here.
So when you pick up the
until,
phone and then you don't have the number.
Look back here, Herbert.
The stick is peeled off, but this telephone is not secure. That's not secure. I can't see it.
Well, same.
Nice and warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would want to work in here. You probably know over here. It was probably.
Yeah. Maybe I'll need to buy it now.
It looks like the room is lost.
Wait, which way?
For the hiking room building it,
Oh, yeah.
there's nothing because I haven't been around.
I know. And now I actually have weekends off. Well, except this weekend. I had to work today just because my coworker, he's like, oh, well, I like to work weekends. So he is. I'm like, oh, great, that's perfect because I don't. And so, but he asked me to work today, and I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
His wife had something going.
Oh, so what made you decide to do this?
I was just looking around online.
Oh, they were shooting this direction.
More the same.
Which room was this one? I forgot what.
I am fascinated with all this history, and I found this online,
Yeah.
and And so I came here after work to check it out.
Yeah.
And it was locked. And so, so I was looking further and one more At least they got it correct. Yeah.
Getting lost. Yeah. Left and straight away.
Was that the bathroom on the far end?
Excuse me?
The room at the very end.
This
Is
is
that
the
the bathroom?
battery room. The battery, the telephone technique was buffered.
Oh,
for
with the
batteries.
sink and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay,
There is
good.
for batteries, for the lead batteries. Left and straight away.
On this is the only other one.
Later on we go out.
This was supposed to be the beginning of the story. Wow.
So here we are in the old Air Operations Center. This was in the beginning of the 50s. This was not built by the German Army, this was built by the Air Force. And here was, later on, this was three-level open. On the top, the military leadership, second area, all the people for offensive and below for defensive already. Three-level open. And here was a big glass wall, and here we have a photo from this time, from the third level. And you see this glass wall, you see the mirror riders behind, you see the people? Yeah, behind there was this map. On this glass wall was this map, and they're riding on behind by mirror riding what they get reported from this radar stations, and here in front the officers had to decide what to do. And then later on, this when they had a new air defense operations center that will come later, they used this for training purposes. They rebuilt this like it is now and use it for the people for training. Yeah, these people that decided in a sharp area they must learn it, and so they made here more or less, let me say, war games. Yeah, this blood or this is from the lab people when they play here. Whatever games, this is no real blood, but they play something. Bloody games. We know up now the third level as a nice map, the old war, and yeah, then we go down.
Thank you. Press it 3 times and it turns around.
Paintball.
Probably will be richer than two. Although we'll be out and about. Now he just says, his sign just says,
They made here these trainings, 24 hours. Someone is getting ill or whatever, then he could use this bed. There's something in the wall to be in for male, not for female, because the toilet is a little far away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this, as mentioned, this is like this air conditioning. Air conditioning, they go to heat, but air conditioning.
I saw the lighting.
Yeah, they get the heating air and you go weil durch die viele Elektrizität also hier ist Map. Here was the curtain, here was a little brown area to peel and to wash the fingers. Yeah, as mentioned, here was the military leadership deciding what to do only for training purposes. The sharp area we go later on.
Yeah, I actually don't work training.
Victoria. So you found your home? Found my home. Let me show you where I come from. This is where I was born. And this is where I live.
Everyone down there?
No.
Yeah, there's a
No.
few behind me. It's a little chilly
The last one? No, no. Be careful, you're getting dirty. No.
You're taking
Only a problem for you, not for me.
history with you.
Okay. Yeah, now we go left, now we come to the headquarters of the signal support group, you see.
What's pub quiz?
It's not. The Irish bar downtown in Kaiserslautern. Every Wednesday.
Oh, just the Irish over there across from the.
It's Snug Irish Bar. Yeah, if you're interested in trivia night.
I'm very tired.
Yes, too many windows to. It wasn't. Yeah, it was like neutral.
Really good stuff. And he is on vacation. So I had to do both, and I'm just so tired.
What was it?
What's that?
In Mannheim, there is a
Germany. The Scorpions. The Scorpions, I know it. The majority of them, like, I've never heard of this. So I wouldn't have guessed where they were from.
This was the general's, the headquarter, Signal Support Group headquarter and stuff here. And next we have a look, we go out to the right side, we have a look for the Technik.
And then we could go together.
Yes, I usually like to spend some time by myself on Monday, but yeah, it sounds quite interesting.
I think it's if you're in the afternoon, like for 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah, it's all
And it's not far away. That's the great thing.
yes, absolutely.
Because if they're winter, I don't want to go to Mannheim.
You got a bathroom and a bedroom. Oh yeah. You don't want to use that. I don't want to use that either.
Sorry.
Oh, another little office.
Air conditioning plant on the other side, we have a heating plant. But we don't fit in there, so maybe you must wait until some people are coming out. Be careful, don't fall here. Yeah, it's a little bit uneven.
This is the AC here.
This is a little bit controlled because this was added to the facility in the 50s and the connection is obviously not good done. Because in German army they don't have heat plants and stuff.
You turn the air off for the whole thing. You don't know that you need
I heard him say something, be careful.
Yeah, there's some
Right
metal
there.
sticking up. Yeah. The old, what do you say, air conditioning and heating? Yep. Asbestos, if you like.
If you see an animal, tell me. I never saw one. So, heat plant, air conditioning plant. And next we go. Here, be careful.
Maybe a rat spin and then like shake it and shoot it up. I think so, yeah. It looks like a bigger. Because otherwise, why would your pipe cladding come off? Like it would just sit there, right? Get mold and go. Country that would always usual. I think there's a lot more.
Struble.
You know,
halfway all the way to one you try.
We go this way, this is tunnel 8.
That's why you need to shift lift. Yes, in the partner. And that's the last one. And the second one. You need a new motherboard for this. Yes.
His bunker is like
Oh yes, people play Mafia.
Yeah. Add another one. There we go. His collectibles. Oh, my quest. You need a light down the end. Thanks for that. Like I said, normally, yeah, people get benefit from it. I'm coming driving.
I have no idea where I am.
Looks vintage.
Yeah.
Can I do a break? When is it installed? Yeah, what are people behind if someone needs it?
There's a toilet coming out if someone needs it. Bathroom on the left.
Yay.
What did you see the other?
I saw a pallet.
Was it worth what?
Yeah, it was. It was. Only somebody who goes into the room and appreciates it. Doubting that now you're going into the room is something that someone who hadn't been into the room would say, are you fascinated, please? So, yeah. This is one you can actually use.
It's in France. It's the biggest underground
Great,
market.
that idea.
Usable bathroom right here.
In the room. Yeah, there's a lady in there right now.
So, here we have, if you come a little bit, that the people in behind get ready. You have the main entrance. Yeah, everyone outside was the gate, you had to go through, and then everyone, military police sitting in there, and everyone was closed in this doors, electric open. Everyone was in there and had to show his ID card, and if something was incorrect, he already was sitting in prison. And everyone to come in here, he get a patch with a special color and a special code. And he could go with this patch only in his area. I very often have on this tour people that worked in here, they never could see the whole facility. They were just with their color and their code in their area and nothing else. And if you go out, you had to give this patch away. Yeah, this was a main entrance. And yeah, after my military time, I was in Army 72 to 74. In the end, I was trying to have a look in here. I was coming with uniform, with ID card, but no Air Force. They first let me through, and then I come in here and I said, can I have a look or whatever? They said, no, hurry out. I said, well, I might be the owner, I didn't know it. And then I get very angry. I get very angry and said, if I don't hurry out, I get in a very big problem. So I went out as a private second lieutenant at this time. I had no chance to look in here, but nowadays I can go everywhere.
Isn't that funny, baby? Mm-hmm.
Sure. Like everybody says that.
Yeah.
I want to see the main entrance from outside.
Yeah.
Interesting. Even all the things. Yeah.
It's like, what else don't we know about?
We need to do the Otterberg for a kid.
This here.
Is it for an opera?
Yeah, be careful with that.
Glasses things, so you see it as it was back then or something, but they think you're on a horse.
Watch your step. Excuse me. Maybe we can go all in here to explain what this is here. Yeah, maybe in the end the people can hear me.
Yeah, I don't want to drop into
I told you about this 412L system, this computer. If you remember, your computer at home has a little van, if you have an old computer. The tablets don't have it anymore, but it has a little van to cool it. This is the cooling equipment of this 412L computer.
Wow.
You can imagine what kind of computer this was. And this computer had another problem. When he was without energy, he was flat, he was forgetting everything, yeah? You can put the connector out and at home nothing happens. And this was a big problem, and to prevent that, on the left side here, unfortunately, I was selling that for a little money. I wouldn't do it again, but sometimes you do things you shouldn't do. There was a no brake generator. This was a big steel flying wheel driven by electromotor that they are directly switching to a generator in case that the electricity went down, because the emergency machine is on the beginning needs something to come up. And this machine was preventing that if the electricity went down, that this 412L system, this computer, was forgetting everything and had to get a reprogrammation of some weeks at least. This is, as mentioned, computer technique of the end of the 50s, beginning of the 60s. If you would need such a cooling equipment at home, I think you wouldn't have a computer. So next we go in the area where this 412L computer functions.
Turn off your computer, I gotta use the phone.
Right?
Go to ATS, huh?
This is the computer room.
So, go straight away. First we have a look. First we have a look at them. On the left
I wonder why
all new legs.
They put it there for a reason. Someone was licking the wall.
Yeah, this is the area for the Lab People's Hospital
Protect the wall or protect the people?
for Dr.
Or like with the fly.
This is the LARPing room. It was the hospital. That's not
Gets in that big tank thing where we cook. With all the back, to see what that's at, and then like all the two. So make the Boba Fett.
Hey, it sounds very Fallout, and there is the Fallout side.
Oh, that's a Fallout side?
Well, from the game Fallout, it's their little guy.
You know I don't play those.
You gotta take it for your radiation points. You gotta take it so you don't,
Look at the old O-scope. Holy crap, that looks like
So, if you come in here,
Oh, okay.
certain people do reenact
so here we are in this area where the 412L computer consoles were sent. You see here a picture of this room. You see the ceiling, you see the dashboard over there. You see this young captain, many times I think his grandfather will die. But you see here, this was the computer consoles that were standing over here. This was 412L computer. You see here, what is this? This is the first mouse. The first mouse was a trackball. You could move a little bit. And here you see a leaflet of General Electric. 412L strengthens air defense by integrated airspace management. This was the name of this system. Yeah, and here this room has a special history for me. It's about 7 years ago. I rented this room of someone from Kindsbach. This is behind Landstuhl. He made here his 50th birthday party, and he invited 50 people. And the challenge was first, everyone get a glass of champagne, where we went in and had to find this room. And the second challenge was that it was in summer, everyone coming with t-shirt, but the temperature was as now. It was a nice party. This was with a ecumenic Gottesdienst, with a priest, a Catholic priest, a Evangelic priest. Over in the end, there was a whole orchestra sitting, and in the end, here in this corner, a soloist, a girl was singing solos, was sitting, and here around the corner was the coach and was a really nice party. I could also attend. And if you once need a special room for a special party,
you'll come and join.
But at this time, the light was burning. Nowadays, without light, I think, okay, you can make it with candles. But... So, next we go to the most important room. This is the Air Defense Operations Center. If you follow me to the right and to the left.
Yeah, obviously, we were back in the day in here. Oh, he's wearing a little short.
Oh, is this the map?
Oh, that's like the one that was out front, just in a smaller version.
Does it say where we are?
So, yeah, it's, it's colder than outside. So, here we are in the most important room. This is the Air Defense Operations Center. The rest of the facility more or less was working for this area. This is a three-level area. On the third level there was the war plans from the NATO, whatever the paper they need, all war things, war papers, whatever this was. And here on the right side there was the French military mission. French were not in the NATO at this time, and but they want to see what happens in here. And here we have a big screen and some smaller screens on side. And on these screens there were all air movements up to 1,600 kilometers to the east. Moscow is 2,000 kilometers. And also the private or the civilian airplanes, and they have made the difference between detected or between unknown or known airplanes, and if they were coming from the right side, unidentified. Unidentified is the right word. If there were coming unidentified objects from the right side, from the east, then they could send here their own defense jets and could also see, they could guide them from here and could arrange defense, whatever. And yeah, this was a so-called, this was very a dark room. At this time they had not so much lights. And if you see this here, this is this outside building. Before we were standing over there, is a 2 meters steel concrete bomb safe at this time. But at this time in the 60s and 70s, they had also missiles, but they didn't fear missiles over here, because a missile would destroy this. And what do you think? Why didn't they fear missiles over here? Yeah, when we come just a little bit back to the first missiles. The first missiles in the Second World War were the V1 and the V2, created under Hitler. How did they find their target? Yeah, a missile, to find the target, you must have the direction and you must have the distance. For the direction, they had a turning compass that could keep the direction. And for the distance, how did they adjust the distance on the first missiles?
The amount of fuel that runs out through the distance.
Yeah, with the fuel, but they had a little propeller in front, and they measured how often it turns. And after special turnings, they had this from experience. Then they switched out the fuel. This is the English. Those missiles were mainly going to Great Britain, to England. And they know if the missile was coming, they make big noise. If the noise was continuing, they had no problem, the missile is going along. But if the missile was starting, the motor was stuttering, yeah, then they know now it's coming down. And then they know what happens then. And how exactly can you hit a target with this? Yeah, those missiles, they had ranges from several kilometers where they come down. And the missiles later in the 60s and the 70s, they were much more accurate, but not so accurate that they could hit a point. They had also areas maybe only from 1 kilometer or less, but to hit such a point, this would be impossible. So they didn't fear this. Yeah, but nowadays we know. Nowadays you have missiles that hit the second floor in tier 1 of a hotel to kill someone in there. How does this work? By GPS. Yeah. GPS. And GPS, when was GPS created? GPS was created in the beginning of the 80s. Was mainly created for the artillery, because sometimes the artillery, if they didn't know where they are standing, they're shooting in their own people. This was a system to find where exactly am I standing. But later on, when there are more satellites out, this GPS was also used in missile technique and so on and so on. And now coming back to the main, in my opinion, to the main reason to go out of here, to go to Ruppertsweiler, because in the 80s, in the beginning of the 80s, with this, especially with this GPS station, the missiles get so accurate that they were sitting here more or less on the open meadow. Yeah? They must fear that they get directly hit on this, and this was the main reason to go out. Ruppertsweiler is much more deeper in the mountain. Ruppertsweiler has about some 100 meters mountain over it. Here we have 20, 30 meters, not more. Here nearly nothing. Yeah, and this was the third reason to go out of here, because this was too dangerous. Yeah, some words to the Cold War itself. I was also a soldier in the Cold War. Yeah, Cold War, who had the main first idea of the Cold War? Who created this, more or less, the system? Deterrence. This was old Cicero. Cicero said, "Civis pacem para bellum." That means if you want peace, then prepare a war. This is the basic of deterrence. And we as soldiers in the 60s, 70s, we are always told military is not there to make a war. Military is only there to prevent a war. If it comes to a war, military has failed. And this is the basic idea of Cold War, of deterrence. And this is what we are coming back now after the wall fell, and we thought no military is necessary. It's important to be safe without deterrence, without having military to protect you. Because also in the 60s and 70s, also Hitler wouldn't have started a war. I'm sure, because the first one to start a war at this time was the second to lose it. There was no more possible. Nowadays, it can be more or less possible. And German army currently has ammunition for 2 days or something like that. This is incredible. Yeah? However, they know that they have to do something, and we all hope we don't come to a war, but we must do something for that. Yeah, this is the Cold War, and after winning with the Cold War, we are winning without shooting one time, and therefore we go now to the NCO block.
British
They didn't say anything about the floor, no.
Yeah. On the ceiling, we control that.
But it's not, but I could go now.
Yeah.
Not big necessarily.
That's what they need for 1,500 files at this time. Nowadays you have 100 times more in Europa, 10 times more. Maybe the files are bigger than they have. was NCO club and on the left side the O club. In the 60s and the 70s, the difference between Os and NCOs maybe was not so big. So this was not smoking area, this was smoking area. And here was the aquarium. This is the area of the O club.
I found it,
This place. I'm sorry.
Now, and I have still my own water. The pump is still working. If I switch it on, question of time when it doesn't go. And here up we have the kitchen vent coming out over the mountains beside my house, and I could always smell what they're cooking here. And they were cooking very good. So if the report of the people that working in here, they always say the kitchen was the best of all. The rest was not so good. Because if you work here, you can imagine if you work here 8 hours under the earth without seeing the sun, you don't get in a good mood. And to get a compensation for that, they had here a special food. They get much better food than the soldiers outside. Kitchen was always the best. So after that we go a little bit backwards and then to the left. Secured area, you had to have 2 codes to come in here. You see it over here, you have an electrical code and a mechanical code. All messages coming in and out to this facility were popping up here. And here, yeah. And here you see, this photos, but here you see, this is a photo you see on the map. Here with this football machine and this hardware all along in the room, and all the messages going in and out, as mentioned, popping on here. And yeah, here you see NATO and the units responsible for this area, the second ATAP and the first American force.
This is the area.
Wherever you're going, you know.
This is a 1993 map. Yeah, but Germany unified because it was 1993.
Oh, well.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to look like. It's like you can plug it in, right?
Oh, yeah.
James Cook, came from my town. Killed lots of natives. And then I killed him. So. They knew like the chief that like attacked them, and it was like some power struggle dispute. Like they all knew each other. What is it? It wasn't like they savages. It was like something. Oh, really? Where like some other tribe or whatever was like making a deal.
I would rather leave in my frame.
Okay.
It's not even my frame.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, do you remember the tour here at the start, like on the map? I mean, we're walking back over here. I've never even that.
I think we should.
Yeah,
I can't remember which one is the bottom one on the map. Yeah.
Dave is the but I organize this one, but I'm the co-organizer, I guess.
Well, there's three different versions of organizing. Assistant organizer.
But I was saying we can share photos on the meetup or on the WhatsApp.
Yeah, you can post it on WhatsApp. I don't think everyone on meetup is on WhatsApp.
Right.
Here in the end of our tour, I told you about this breakthrough party. Yeah, this is the party newspaper. I could get, someone had it here in the village, Saturday the 2nd March 1940, breakthrough party, and in this breakthrough party, before they started drinking, they had to sing songs at this time. The songs are not allowed to sing anymore in Germany. and what happened in this time, 2 years they worked here, maybe not so interesting, but interesting. There was on eBay a photo of this breakthrough party. Nobody wanted. I could get it for €8. I would have paid much more for that. Wow. You see that this party newspaper here is lying here on the table. You see it? Oh, wow. This is a photo in one of these tunnels. You see there must be they're drinking the wine from big beer glasses. Must have been a nice photo. Then we have here some older photos. This is a photo from 1993 before they went out. You see here the sandpit, you see my mother's house. And now this is filled up with sand and there are houses on it. This is a photo from 1960, Kindsbach COC, Kindsbach Combat Operations Center, main entrance. And last but not least, this is a photo of one of the two generals, German generals working here in 45. Yeah, if you have here some more questions that I can answer. No, everything. So I obviously did a good job. If you have no questions, yeah, everything clear. Yeah, then before I let you out here, if you accepted as charge here from everyone in the middle.
Thank you, baby.
Let me get a picture of some of these maps.
Yep. Yeah, you paid, yeah, I got everybody who paid. Yeah.
So this is a pretty much
They would have lots of parties here or something.
If you already paid Justin, then stay here. If you didn't pay, go first.
We have cash.
Ah, okay.
Two people.
Thank you very much. Oh, today I'm getting a rich, very rich.
Paid on PayPal?
Oh, no, you paid.
Huh? Yeah. It's.
Whoa. He was saying that the main... All right, we're all done. Very interesting. Apparently it was built by the Germans and before the war. The French took it over, the Americans took it over, and it was used through the 80s. Apparently it's still used by some people who do paintball gameplay, and he does those tours every couple times a year. Very interesting. Now it's car wash time, so see you next time.